I am Troy Smith, Troy D. Smith, to differentiate me from the many other dime a dozen Troy Smiths. We're here at Foxleaf Books, where they have been kind enough for 3 or 4 years now, 4 years, to let us have our Authors Workshop here. And in our penultimate meeting, yes, we are going to be uploading the files from our latest anthology that we put together as members of this group. So, step one, we went to Kindle Direct Publishing, kdp.amazon.com. I have logged into my account. Now, let me get out my flashy thumb drive, or my thummy flash drive. Okay, let us go to Upper Cumberland Tales, which isn't actually the title, by the way. We had decided on the title being Tales from the Holler.
Oh,
so
there you go.
I'm going to go ahead and open up the Kindle version just so we can take a look at it. We are opening. Alright, so here's our front matter. Oops.
Now, do you give it an ISBN number in Kindle first?
That's a good question. You can or not. I usually just go through Kindle and take what they give me and get the free ISBN from CreateSpace.
Yeah.
What I would normally do, if I were operating under my imaginary eponymous publisher, is for $10 you can get an ISBN for CreateSpace that has your publishing company title rather than by CreateSpace, and that makes it look a little more legitimate. So you could do with the investment of $10. You could do that. With Kindle, you get the choice once you upload it of saying what publisher, so it's not really as big a deal.
I have a question.
Yes.
All right, now when you're loading this out of your computer,
Yes.
and you're putting it to Kindle, or what, do you put it? How much of this information are you going to put? Do you have to have it all ready? All your story and your.
It has to be in the final form that you're going to
Okay.
upload. Yes.
So now, do you put it in a file and then just?
You've got it in a
Wheel-
Word file.
Yeah, I have it in file.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
And
Word 2007, 63, 65, what is it?
It's 2007.
Yeah.
If you want to go through Kindle, get their ISBN number, you can then take that, come back, re-enter it, and then just re-enter this file again.
But this
And it'll
same
have-
ISBN number won't work for Kindle and CreateSpace.
No, you'll have to have different ones.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm saying for your Kindle version, if you want to do that, you can do that.
So to make corrections, you go back to the ISB file.
Now, to make corrections, well, before we talk about making corrections, let's upload the first
okay,
thing.
okay.
Okay. All right. We will minimize our work because that's how we roll. So what I'm going to do is create a new file. Oh, look at all the things that I have canceled. 24 pages worth. Actually, I think there's about 7 pages of my stuff, and the rest of it is my former, my publishing company having gone out of business, and my 50-something authors.
Oh, so you took them off of
I
Kindle?
had to take them off of Kindle because what I did was I tried to make sure to find another home for them, because if this is under my account, so the money would be coming in to me. I would have to figure it all up and pay all 50-something people. So in order for them to take it somewhere else, I take it down from here. And they had all lined up someplace else to go.
Yeah.
And so then they reloaded up with a different cover and what have you. Anyway, as you can see, here's Pamela's. It's still in publication because I have kept a small number. Okay, but let's move past that and create a new title. Okay, at this point you have to choose whether you want to enroll this new title in KDP Select, an optional program eligible for the following benefits, appearing in Kindle Unlimited, blah, 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 promotional tools. I usually have not done that because I haven't seen as how it makes any difference. So I propose, it doesn't really matter. What do you guys think? We'll take a vote.
Well, the main thing
It's not gonna hurt
the main thing I researched about KDP Select is if you use KDP Select, I think you're in it for like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
You have to distribute through Amazon. You cannot distribute for any other company.
Okay. So
Yeah.
trash that.
So I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. I never do
They've
it.
got a few extra features for being affiliated with Amazon.
Gotcha,
But
gotcha.
I don't.
I just checked it.
I probably wouldn't do it myself.
Okay. Well, at this point, we're going to enter our book details. Tales from the Holler.
Is this the title or is this the description? Or
That is the
what?
book name. Book name.
Book name. Okay.
Tales from the Holler. Subtitle. Do we want a subtitle? I think that says enough. Not part of a series. Publisher optional. We're going to publish this through the aegis of Foxleaf Books. That's what we did with the other anthologies.
Good.
So, and that's where what I was talking about earlier, that with CreateSpace you have to pay extra money to be able to name your publisher. Oh, a description. I haven't even come up with a description. How do we want to describe this? Actually, I could pull up the cover and we could take a look at it. So, still with Cane Holler. Whoops, let's go back. Upper Cumberland Tales, blah, blah, blah. Full cover, PDF. So here's our cover.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
notice.
how pretty.
That was designed by Maureen, our author, Langford.
Yeah, so here's what I said on the back.
So you're just going to cut
We
and
could
paste
just-
that text then?
Yeah, I can't cut and paste it because it's an image.
Oh.
So we would have to,
Format the original image or something.
yeah. So we might have to actually, if I could do a split screen or whatever, we'll just have to copy this down and put it in the description. Yeah, that's going to take a moment. Nestled in the hills and mountains of Middle Tennessee, et cetera, et cetera. Does that sound okay?
Yes, I like it.
Well, we have entered our description. Book contributors. Now I have to remember that again. Hold on a second. Get down here, just so I can see our list and get us in alphabetical order. Add contributors. First name, Eric Beatty. Select title, Magisterial Lord. Add another.
You flatter me.
Okay.
I like your excellency list.
No, that's good.
Let's see. I may get this out of order. Ralph Bowden, author. So, like I said, kind of painstaking, but not really complicated in any way.
Is that how you do it when they don't give you a place for a middle initial? You just stick it on the end?
I do, yeah. And I kind of have to do that because there's so many Troy Smiths.
Or so you're going to like to be the author and not the editor? Or does
I'm
it
also
matter?
an author.
Okay. I don't know if it matter on that or not.
Yeah, I don't think it matters, and I'd rather minimize the title. Okay, language in English, ISBN optional. Good, we don't have one yet. This is not a public domain work. Therefore, we can charge money. Add categories. Okay. We're gonna, let's see. Fiction. We're gonna say general fiction,
I don't think any other category will do.
short story.
Short story.
Do they have an anthology category?
Short stories. I don't think they do, but Smashwords does. Okay. And you can only do 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it says so right there. All right. I don't think we have a minimum age range. We don't have anything too nasty in here. Keywords. What kind of? Give me some keywords.
Anthology. You only have 7 keywords, right?
Yep. Anthology. Short fiction. Tennessee.
Upper Cumberland.
Upper, yes, Cumberland. Let's say Appalachia. Although some people argue that we're just off the edge of Appalachia. I would
Cumberland
argue.
Plateau, maybe.
I would argue we're just off the edge in general. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that'll work. One left.
What genre would you consider to be like?
It's a mixture of
it's a
genres.
mixture?
It's let's say Southern. Okay. All right. Yes, we're ready to release our book now. Yes, we're going to browse for an image. By the way, important to note, it doesn't matter here, you can have any kind of an image, but on the CreateSpace it has to be a PDF. So my computer, which is very basic, doesn't have the capability of saving images as PDFs. There are websites you can go to where you can convert a JPEG to a PDF for
Okay,
free.
what does that mean? PDF, J, well, this.
PD? Okay.
JPEG is just your basic,
Okay.
old-fashioned picture file, like something you would create on Paint or something like that. A JPEG is a thing that's kind of frozen in place. It has multiple pages. I mean, a PDF rather. Through Adobe Acrobat. A lot of people have gone toward using PDFs.
Stands for portable document format.
That's
Yeah.
what we use, though. That's what we
That's what you use. You have to use that for your cover on CreateSpace.
Well, unless you use one of their.
Unless you use one of their templates.
The PDF has to be the cover, or the book file has to be the cover?
Just.
I mean, excuse me.
They used to be both. Now they will accept book files in docs.
Okay, so what has to be the PDF? What you were saying?
The cover.
The cover. It can't be
on
JPEG.
CreateSpace.
On CreateSpace.
Yeah, but here it doesn't have to be. We're going to browse. Oh, let's browse. I have an idea. Let's browse on the thing I brought. Okay, so holler front cover. Ain't no holler back, girl. It's a JPEG. That's fine. It's just a picture of the front cover. It is uploading as we speak by mysterious magical means. Also, book content. Go ahead and upload that. We are looking for the Kindle version. Uploading. There we've got our cover.
Yes. And Kindle will take a JPEG and it's
Yes.
just the front.
It's just the front, yes.
Has to be any resolution particularly?
300 DPI is what they want.
CreateSpace often will gag it unless it's over 300.
Yeah, yeah. In the case of Kindle, no one has ever, unless they click specifically to see a larger version, it's usually going to be thumbnail.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's an important thing to remember. Make sure your stuff is recognizable in a thumbnail. I'm not so sure that this one is actually. We'll see. Okay, while this is still converting, we can move along to the next step. Verify. Yes, we want to sell this worldwide.
Yes.
Set your prices. Okay. This is going to be about 140 pages.
Do they give you a minimum or anything?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that $2.99 is the minimum for the 70% royalty. If it's under $2.99, you have to go 35% royalty. So, therefore, let's make it at least $2.99 so we can get more money. We can have like, you know, $5-6 to divide among us.
Yeah.
So we're going to go 70%. $2.99 is a good price, I think,
Yeah.
for a Kindle book.
I think so.
Yeah. $2.99. Okay, and it automatically is figuring out how that would convert to other currencies. So, for every book that we sell on Amazon for $2.99, we get $2.06.
Oh, wow.
70%.
Yes,
we're in the big
70%.
money now.
Yes, indeed. So we're looking at potentially $4.12.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just the Kindle version.
We can't do 70% in Japan or in Brazil. So all of our Japanese and Brazilian fans,
Poor face.
And what is the advantage of 70% over 35% or the other way around?
it's more money.
Well,
Well, the advantage, the reason that they have that minimum is so that you won't be tempted to sell all your books for $1 and flood the market. If you do, you'll be making less money.
And so will everybody else.
And so will everybody else, by
Yeah.
extension, bringing everybody down. That's the reasoning behind that, I believe.
And also, if you have a series of books, you can make the first one 99 cents for a easier entry point for people who don't know you. And then if they like your stuff, then the rest of them are $2.99. Then they're willing to buy more. And sometimes some people make their first book free because of that, and it's called perma-free on Amazon.
Okay, what can you tell us about the Kindle Matchbook program?
What's that?
Kindle Matchbook. That is if you buy a print version of a book on Amazon. If I'm not mistaken, this is the way it works. Then you can get the Kindle at a discounted price because
Okay.
you've bought the printed version.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Well, our legion of fans, I'm not so sure if,
Yeah.
yeah, just to be on the safe side, we'll stay away from that. But I do believe in book lending. When you do the book lending, you get like a nickel or something.
Oh, okay.
You get something from it when someone does that.
Borrows your book.
Yeah. And I look at it as just, publicity.
Yeah, exactly.
Exposure. So we'll do that.
Boss leader or something.
It's not letting me check the chat. Well, let's check this. All right. That's it.
That's it for Kindle.
That's it. Let's
To
save.
make sure, go to
Yes.
details right here.
Yeah.
And what does it say?
Print book, the
Yeah,
option to
that's it.
purchase for $2.99 or less. Well, it's already $2.99 or less. I'm just always fearful that in the small print there's some exclusivity thing.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to see what it, if I was
Yeah, you were
wrong on
right.
it.
You were right.
What's the
Okay.
details on the lending? What does it say?
Allow users to lend your book to their friends for 14 days. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So you get
It's
your
just like a library, basically.
Yeah, and I know that when I look at the royalties, there are, like there'll be a book sale, and the royalties from it are like 3 cents, and that's where it's been loaned.
Okay.
I think. Okay. Bingo. This may take a moment.
yeah.
And
Meanwhile, we'll go back to our bookshelf, and what we'll do. This is in review. I will get. Actually, I don't think they send out emails anymore, but sometime within the next 24 hours, it will be approved. So I'll go back and look, and then when I see that it's approved, I will make the announcement that it is approved.
Cool.
If there's any major issue, they'll let us know at that point if there's any changes that have to be made. Okay, so we're going to leave that there for now. And we're going to move on. We're going to move on to Smashwords. Earlier, the question was asked, why Smashwords? What does it do? It's like a digital distributor. So you put your stuff through Smashwords, and they will then make it available to the various things that are still around. And several of them have gone out of business, but like Sony, Apple, Kobo, Diesel, make it available to all those platforms. and also to Kindle. But the reason I like to go through Kindle myself is because, again, you can check on things. There's a big lag between, like, for example, Apple recording royalties back to Smashwords, who then reports it back to you. And there's kind of a cumulative effect. I was telling Pat earlier that wrapping up with the very last of the royalty payments I'm doing for the Western Trailblazers guys, there's 3 or 4 writers whose sales have just trickled down to nothing practically on Amazon, but who sold hundreds of books through Smashwords.
Oh.
And it didn't happen overnight. It is that over time they've developed a following on some of these other platforms. Right? When someone buys something through Apple or Sony and then they get connected, you might like this other thing. So I think that I'm selling more through Smashwords than I am on Amazon. Year or two ago, one of our former members, I talked her into putting her stuff up on Smashwords, and after a couple of months she hadn't sold anything, so she's like, this is a waste of time, and took it down.
Oh, you don't take it down.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hurting anything being there,
Yeah.
but it takes months or maybe even a year or two for it to come to fruition through that platform.
And it's
And it's
strictly
worth it.
digital.
Yes,
It's kind of like playing the stock market, and you have to think long term.
exactly,
Oh, thank God.
exactly. All right, here we are. So, smashwords.com. You can actually shop for ebooks on here, but you have to establish an account. I'm going to sign in to my account. Reminder to self: occasionally look up at the camera. All right, so
Yeah.
here I am.
Speak up. Yes.
Now, you see, here's my little Western Trailblazer symbol, because this is my Kane Hollow Press / Western Trailblazer account. So go to the dashboard, and there's all kinds of cool things you can do here. Let me just, I probably shouldn't show you other people's sale figures. I won't do that. But here, long list of things that this account actually I took over from Rebecca when I took over Western Trailblazers. So it goes back to 2010. See, Kit Prate was the first author at the company, and I was the second one. Mine is still in publication, but again, I've taken everyone else's off because they've found new homes. But you can go, this is a really cool thing you can do here, is you can go to the sales and payment reports, and you can look quarterly at the sales reports. And again, since we're recording this, I won't do that. But you can see how all the different books have done. It tells you not only what sells and the date on which it sells, but the platform through which it's sold, so you can keep track of where things are selling the most. And they have this relatively new option, daily sales. You can just see what you sold today.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have accumulated $30.53 since the quarter started. That's not too much. But every 3 months, they will deposit the money. I have them deposit. I have direct deposit on this one to my bank account. Okay, so let's go to publish. And basically, the same process. I think this is a little less involved than the Kindle. So, Tales from the Holler. And yes, we want to do an immediate release. You have the option of scheduling a release date. If you want to say, this is our big release date for our new book, and then you can build up to it and promote it and stuff, you can do it that way. But I don't think we're going to do that. Okay, synopsis, we're going to go snatch from over here. There we go. Short description. You know what? For the short description, we're not going to include all the names and stuff. We'll just have this. What's the difference? The short description is what will appear on the sales page. Like, for example, if you went to Amazon, you know, this is the little thing it would say, and then the longer version it'll have farther down in the body.
And this is why copy and paste is so awesome.
Yes, indeed.
Isn't it great?
And I can say that because when I started doing this writing thing, cutting and pasting literally meant cutting and pasting.
Yeah.
Let's
Me
see,
too.
make my book free. I don't think so. Charge a specific amount. Yes, we're going to be very specific. $2.99. And then this breaks it down for you so that you'll see that
How much you getting?
$2 and note.
A little bit
We make
higher.
more, a little bit higher. Amazon, it's $2.04. Here it's $2.21.
Oh, it's 75% instead
Whoa.
of 70.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Enable sampling. That's usually a good idea. So let's make 20% of the book free. That means that if someone is looking at this book, thinking about buying it, they can read the first 20% of it. And maybe that can hook them. You
I got
know?
a
So that will equate to 1 or 2 stories.
I got a question on
Okay.
that. There wasn't an option like that on the Kindle that we just saw.
No.
But they do that by default, don't they? They allow people to download
I think
a sample.
so.
And I've always heard you want to make the first few pages something that will hook the reader,
Yeah.
especially on Amazon,
Yeah.
because you don't want to go through a lot of acknowledgments and everything in the first part of
Exactly.
your book.
Yes, that's true. And if, for example, you have a lot of, not just acknowledgments, but like glossaries, stuff like that, you
Yeah.
definitely need to make sure it's in the back for that reason.
Because they started really at page 1. They're page
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
So if you've got something that's like 4,000 words long, 20% of it might just be the title page, the, you know?
Short
Right.
story, yeah.
Yeah,
Question.
yes.
Do we number our pages for this?
No,
No.
no. You don't number your pages for anything that's going to be digital.
Okay.
Because digital readers, the machines, differ. You know, you can pick up your Kindle or whatever, and you can decide how big to make the font. If you make the font bigger so you can see it better,
Yeah.
that will change all the page layout. So therefore, you don't even have pages.
Usually goes by a percentage.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll have a little thing up top telling you how far into the book you are. Yeah. Okay, primary category,
No headers or footers either.
fiction, no headers or footers. What kind of fiction? Da 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 da. Is there short stories?
Should be.
Literary collections. Anthologies. Here we go. Yeah. Earlier you asked if there were an anthologies thing on Kindle. It's not there, but here there is.
Okay.
At Amazon, it is short stories. Here it's anthologies. So anthologies and what do you want to say? Literature? Let's do it. Oh no, we can't. This is only the first one. Okay. So anthologies for our first choice. Oh, what kind of anthologies? Short stories by multi-authors.
There you go.
Yes.
Pretty specific.
That's very specific. Secondary category, optional. I think we're good. I don't think we contain any adult content because Eric didn't contribute.
That's the other area.
Therefore, Pamela will associate with us.
Okay, yeah.
Because her fan base, you know, is sensitive to some things. Okay, tags. Short fiction.
It's like keywords, right?
Yes, same thing. Short fiction. Anthology, except I think we have fewer. No, you can have up to 10 here. It's
cool.
CreateSpace that has fewer. So let's say Tennessee. Ebook formats, all of them. Bring them on. If you wanted to be picky and just let people with Sony readers read this, you can do it that way. But we're just going to leave them all checked. Cover image.
Now, there
Same
won't
as
be a
before.
conflict between the Kindle version and the Smashword Kindle version, will there?
No.
No problem there.
No, I've never had a problem with that. Front cover JPEG.
So Smashwords isn't going to publish it on KDP, are they? Or are they?
I'm not really sure how that works.
Yeah.
I don't think they do, because since I'm on there, I have never, in looking through the royalty statements, seen anything from Amazon. So I think the fact that I've already put it through there.
Yeah, they can probably recognize like duplicate copies of the same book, maybe. Since Kindle you did first, I know that's the original copy, and they won't allow somebody else to duplicate it, more likely.
Right.
I have another question.
Yes.
When you're getting it ready for digital,
Yes.
do you have to type it out different than?
I'll open it up and show you in a moment. Okay, back to Smashwords. Okay, we have uploaded our cover. We have uploaded our document. And remember, well, let me just go ahead and show you this right
Have
now.
you uploaded your cover yet?
Yeah, it just doesn't show
Oh.
like it does at Amazon. Let's see, what was I going to say? All right, I'll get to that in a moment. Okay, we agree to all this crap. Uh-oh.
One of your author ghost accounts? What?
So as a publisher, I can publish things and it all comes to me, but so far as who the listed author is, the ghost accounts are things I've created for each of the writers.
Okay.
Like, for example, I had to differentiate with Jackie Rogers because she has another one. So if I were uploading something by Vaughn McKee, then at this point I would click her name. I'm going to have this come through Troy D. Smith. Okay. Publish immediately. Yes, I say.
Sure.
And please wait. Okay. Okay, now you can actually watch the progress of it being converted to PDF, Mobi, which is what Kindle uses, plain text. You can get, or you can just go to smashwords.com, open an account. You can buy stuff, and you don't even have to have a Kindle. You can just buy it and read it just like a regular text thing. Mm-hmm. But you get to choose. That's the good part about this. You get to choose what format you read it in. Like if you buy a Kindle book from Amazon, you have to read it on a Kindle. But here you can pick as the customer, not as the.
I've gotten Kindle on my
Your computer.
on my computer.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Do that.
But you couldn't, for example, if you had a Sony reader, or what was the one that Barnes & Noble had, the Nook, that's out of business. You couldn't download a Kindle thing and read on your Nook, I don't think.
Yeah,
You had to download it from Barnes &
certain
Noble.
format.
Okay, so while all this is happening, we'll go back and take a look at these things here. This is the Kindle version. I'm going to close this, and we'll just open up the... no, we'll keep it as it is. We'll open up the Smashwords version. Actually, we'll look at the paperback version first and see how it's laid out. So here it is. Got your front matter. There are actual page numbers in the table of contents. And then once you get into the book itself, then we have a header. And you know about how to keep your header and footer from showing up on these pages, right? Okay, so let me go to the paragraph over here and show you. So what I have done is, after I get my front matter that I don't want to be included with the page numbers and all that stuff, I do a section break. But you do that by going to, I think, layout. Yeah, go to layout, and there where it says breaks, you click on that, and there's next page. You might want to take a note of that. Because if you do that, and I did it on this page, then that puts the break on the next page, and it's divided it into sections. So all of this is in one section, and then everything after it is a different section. So when you do your header, you can have it not connected to the previous section. Therefore, it'll only show up down here. It won't show up here. Does that make sense?
your page numbers and all the rest.
Yeah.
Are you going to put I, two I's, V, VI, and all that?
No, because basically all we've got is the copyright information
Yeah.
and then the table of contents.
So you just got 2 pages.
Yeah,
I guess.
so-
It's not worth it.
So down here you see now it's page 1 starts with the first story.
Yeah.
This is the print version.
This is the print version, yes.
Now you can suppress the first page number if you want too.
Yeah, you can. Or you can also alternate. There's a choice when you do your header, and you do that. You have headers on your books, don't you?
Yeah.
You've done that? Yeah, so you go under header, and there's one option, let's see, it gives it to us here. Under edit header. See, this is for section 1. And then, because we did that section break, and then down here, that's section 2. There is a way that you can have your header different on even and odd pages, if you want to get fancy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Or
now,
if you were going to put a author on one
Yeah,
side,
right.
But for something like this, it'd be sort of you'd have to have a section after each selection.
you would. So we'll just give them a table of contents and let
Yeah,
them deal with it. Yeah. So this is the Smashwords version. Very similar to how you would do a Kindle version if you're doing one separately, but I've got smaller font just to make sure it goes through. On the Kindle version, I don't do that. I use the big font because it can handle it better. On the copyright page, you just have to make sure you have Smashwords edition. They're picky about that. It doesn't have to be in bold, but it makes them happy. And
Software.
other than that, you'll notice on the table of contents, no numbers. Now you can, I didn't do that with this one, but you can actually go through the process of creating hyperlinks for each story title
Yep.
so that the person can click on Love Across Time and immediately go there. And it's not that difficult to do, but it is kind of time
Oh, that's
consuming.
pretty handy too.
Yeah,
Reading.
it is.
What do you use?
You have to create a bookmark here. Let's see.
Oh, you're talking about for the table of contents?
Yeah.
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 Kind of hyperlinks it to its spot.
Yeah, let's see. You'll insert. Oh, so what you would do is you would go to the story, Love Across Time, and insert a bookmark there. And then go back. We'll do that real quick, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. We'll do it with the first one, even though it's the next page. Murder by the Book. Let's see. Insert. Bookmark.
So what you're telling me, you have to eliminate your your header and
Footer. And page numbers.
And page numbers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now, if you want to get a little bit fancier, here you could insert a bookmark right here, and we're going to call this bookmark Murder. Okay? Now, after you do that, I would actually go through the whole book, and for each book or story title, insert a bookmark at the beginning and have a different word so you can tell them apart. Then after you've done all that, you can go back to the table of contents. Go to, let's see, I think we need to highlight. We'll highlight the story title and then insert, still under insert, hyperlink. And under address, see, is murder in here? Place in this document, murder. So we're placing it in this document. Click on murder. We push OK, and now there's a hyperlink.
And then you click on it, and it should take you right to it.
And then when you click on it, oh, I got a control click. Takes you right to it. Yeah. So we could go
What's
through the
it
process.
called?
What's what called?
Hyperlink.
Hyper.
Hyperlink. That's a hyperlink is just that, the blue stuff you click on
Yeah.
to take you places.
Yeah.
But you have to create a bookmark first at the place at which you want it to take you.
Okay.
And name that bookmark something that when you're going back through again, you'll know what it means.
So you have to do it with each title?
With each title, yeah.
Now, this is the Smashwords, the Kindle version.
This is the Smashwords. Smash Kindle, yeah.
No, you can do that same thing with the paperback version too, can't you? You put the hyperlink in there. Well, no, of course
No,
not,
because people could just,
you're-
it's a page number, and people just go to it, yeah.
That's right.
Okay. All right, now, for the Smashwords version, when you're ready to save it, save as. Giving them a place we're not actually going to save it. Ordinarily, if you're saving something and you have a more up-to-date computer, it'll be docx, right?
Yep.
You don't save it as docx, you have
Oh.
to save it as doc for Smashwords.
Oh, they won't take doc.
They won't. I don't. They may have changed that recently, but it's been very recently if they have. So just to
Just
be on the
doc?
safe, yeah, just doc 97 to 2003. Just to be on the safe side to make sure it goes through.
Stuff.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to cancel that. We don't really need to
Send
do
it
it.
to them as an RTF file or anything like that. It's got to be doc.
It's got to be doc. Okay, let's go back to. Whoops. Yeah. And let's check and see where
Oh, we
we are in
haven't
our
sold any yet?
recording. All right, now we're going to go big time. We're going to go into paper. Hard copies, man.
Kill some trees.
Not hardcover. They don't do hardcover. Do we do hardcover?
There is there's a company.
Is it Ingram?
No, it's not Ingram. I can't remember the name of it right off the bat. That does high quality hardcovers. They're kind of expensive,
Yeah.
as you could imagine. Okay, CreateSpace.com. Bum bum bum. You can tell we're going big time because there's a pregnant pause before the page opens. We're connecting to CreateSpace. Here we are, yes. It's like being on Ghost Hunters. Shh, I think I hear the ghost of a Sasquatch. It's creaking. All right. All right, here is my member dashboard at CreateSpace. As you can see, all this stuff is retired except Western Tales Volume 10. That's available. Yes.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
I double put in a title,
Mm-hmm.
and then how do you take it out? I went down.
Oh, what you have to do to retire a title is you have to go down to contact us. And it's kind of like when you're trying to reach some company on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for Joe Schlemiel, press 3. And you have to go through several things with that. And then you have to write them an email requesting that they delete that
I
title.
did that. And
Did you give them this number?
Probably not.
That's what they need.
Okay.
The name of the book, but also the ID. And the ID
Or
is
if you're
even
on the
more
screen, the name of the book
Yeah.
and the ID.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, because even the camera's not going to catch my little pointy finger here. Ooh. All right, so look, I've sold 5 books this month.
You're in big
A
time.
year ago, that would have been like 100. Okay, so let us add a new title. Tell us the name of your project. Project Runway. Tales. Is it from the Holler?
From the Tales from the Holler, yeah.
Yeah. Tales from the Holler. Paperback. Yes. So the same painstaking procedure. Here you can have your middle initial, Ralph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you use your middle initial, it looks more impressive.
Yeah, that's why I started using
That's why
mine.
J.R.R. Tolkien has two.
But turns out, yeah, even in Western Writers of America, there's another Troy Smith that joined after I did.
Yeah, you really have.
So he can't go by Troy Smith.
Yeah.
He has to go by Troy Andrew Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Troy Andrew Smith. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who did I miss? I got,
Put yourself in
Are
there.
you in there?
yeah, 1, 2,
Nine?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, here you are.
Oh, you got me
Oh,
up there.
Yeah,
nine.
because you're the primary author. In case, of lawsuits, we'll know who to ascribe all the blame to. All right, blah, blah, blah. Yes, we want it in English. Save and continue.
Publication date?
Nah. Print on demand.
Okay.
We like the word free. It's done now, baby. It can never be changed.
But now you've got to go back to your file and plug those in, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll finish this all out first. So we want black and white paper, unless you want cream. No. Choose a different size. I've got all my stuff, the cover and everything adjusted
What's
to
the
this
best
size.
size? That
I like that size. That's the
Okay.
size that my Wolf Creek books are.
I think I'm.
It's
not
handy.
much.
It's easy to carry around.
And if they're putting them in a spindle, they fit.
Yes.
When they're a little bit bigger than that, they don't fit. And so then the bookstore owner has to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the you uploading the actual file
Yep.
now.
Okay. Save.
Now, what's the document format on this? Is this PDF too, or
It used to be exclusively, but now they will accept Word files. So I just used a Word file.
But don't try to use Word files with the word hyphenation thing, because it strips them out.
Oh, that's good to know.
So it's safer to save them from Word into a PDF and then scoot that on, because PDF will hold the hyphenations.
Oh, this may take a few minutes. We're converting your file to PDF. So
Yeah.
I guess if I did, I should have just done it in PDF.
Yeah.
Any questions, comments, or general condemnation?
Make a sale, how do you handle taxes? That kind of thing. Do they send you all the paperwork you need?
Amazon will. Amazon, if you have to make a certain amount of money, and then they'll send you a form like an employer would.
You basically, though, you're paying royalties, so you are an independent person. You're being paid in royalties, rather.
Yeah.
So you are responsible. No one's taking anything out of that. So they give you, at Amazon, they give you monthly reports. At Smashwords, they give out quarterly reports. So you basically have to go back through and get all your reports together and do the math.
Report them as other income.
Yeah.
I have sold so many Amazon books, and they recently told me I didn't make enough to qualify for them to bother sending me.
yeah, a lot of times that happens.
All
I
right.
know.
We have reached a point of decision. Do we want matte or glossy?
Matt.
Let's try Matt.
All right. I like the matte myself.
I do too.
For one reason, they don't roll up
Yes,
as much.
and they feel good. I like the
Yeah, I like
texture.
it. Yeah, feels like leather.
That, is that, yeah, that's what you have.
Upload. Well, that was easy. It's the only PDF in this file. So, holler. Make me want to holler.
Do they usually specify on these things if they prefer PDF or if they prefer it in JPEG or?
They only
or if
accept
that says
PDFs.
PDF there? Okay.
Yeah, if you're going to give them the whole cover.
And so now, since I noticed that they were converting the text file, I'll just submit all the text files continue in PDF like I used to. All right, so Matt, we got the full cover? Yes.
Cover.
Yes, yes,
All right, so you're making your own cover,
yes,
and you're bringing it out of your picture file,
yes.
and you just. How do I do that?
All right.
Yep,
Well,
or page.
let's see. We're through with Kindle, so I'll go ahead and do this here. You could just do a Google search for JPEG to PDF. And there's actually a site, I don't remember the name of the site, but I have it saved in my bookmarks. That works pretty well. They let you do it for free like 5 times per month, and then you can subscribe for $7 or $8 and just do it whenever you want. So we're making these conversions. And I was subscribing when I was putting out like 10 books a month from other people. My point is, I'm not so sure I can remember exactly which one it is, but there's all kinds of converters. Do not do anything that requires you to download something, because that's very dangerous. Just find the ones that will do it online.
Yeah. I found one, and I forgot what it is now. I used it the last couple times.
Well, whenever
Real
you
easy.
send it to print, usually in the print dialog box, it will
Yeah.
allow you to save it as a
But
PDF.
not always. In my computer, I cannot. And of course, I have a work computer, so I can't make any changes or download anything or add anything.
Oh.
So,
But still, if you're sending it to your printer in the print dialog where it says,
okay, I got you.
yeah, that'll usually convert it.
Okay. Well, let's move back to this for now then. Continue. Let's complete your book's interior. And we didn't because we moved ahead. No issues.
Oh, that's nice.
That's rare. And you've done this before, so you know about the interior reviewer, right? So we don't need to do that. Unless you just want to take a look at it.
No, it's all right.
Okay. Skip the interior reviewer. Yes, skip. I wish I could skip the reviewers at academic journals. Continue. Okay. We got all this. We've got the mat. We've done everything. We can submit.
The cover files.
Uploaded the cover files.
What's it look like? There is
You have to wait for
that's
them
right,
to
that's
report
right.
back, and then you can look at it. Submit files for review. Now, distribute, yes. So, yes, we want to distribute to all these places. You have to have whatever a BSAC code is. So, go get one.
In order to,
What is it?
It's a code that you get from giving them this basic information about what category, just like the other ones they ask you.
Okay.
But we're going to go over here, take this again, and then let's choose a code. And the code, they only give you one thing. So, fiction, anthologies. Choose this category. And some keywords, same as before. And that's basically it. Now you just wait for the report back, and they'll tell you if there are any issues with your cover. And sometimes there are issues with the cover because you have to estimate the spine width. And there's some sort of mathematical formula.
which
I'm
they give
opposed
you.
to that.
That's the nice thing about using their fund,
Yeah.
that you don't have to do that.
But since I have published so many books for so many other people, I basically have an idea of what the width is going to be for a certain page number.
Yeah.
So if it's off a little bit, they say, oh, this is off, it's going to bleed over. I go back to the original picture file and make the adjustment. Maybe make it a little bit bigger or whatever it takes, and then resubmit it. It's not that big of a deal. And there we go.
This is Troy D. Smith, professor of history at Tennessee Tech, who's going to teach us how to upload books onto CreateSpace.
And other platforms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it recording my thoughts? Because I forgot my tinfoil. Okay, are we set? Isn't it interesting how port locations are not uniform?
Not standardized.
All right. Hello. Okay.
Are you there?
3, 2, 1. I can count backwards from 3. Okay. Let's see. If
That would be
Okay.
Foxleaf, our mascot.
Where the heck am I? Oh, here I am.
I wouldn't have had any problems if you'd have had duct tape.
Yeah.
That was Eric's hand. Remember that Reader's Digest thing? I am Joe's spleen. Goodbye. Oh, no.
That'd be good to say goodbye, Foxleaf, everybody.
Hey.
Bye.
Goodbye, Foxleaf, and everybody.
And everybody.